it's very difficult to react when I hear stuff like that said about me. You know, there's only two alternatives. Either I can say, no, that's not so. Or I can say, yes, it is so. Either choice is not very desirable. Anyway, I'm very, very happy to be here amongst so many people of my age. I'm 20, don't forget. I have made no secret of my admiration for the younger generation. And in fact, when I talk to my sons about it and say so, they say, Baba, you're just chaploosing us. But the fact is that I teach acting students, I work with film students, and I don't do it because I feel I have wisdom to impart to them. I do it for selfish reasons. I do it because I gain from them. It rejuvenates me, it energizes me, it inspires me to see the hopes and dreams in their eyes. And today, after having said hello to all of you and the listeners in all the other info cities, I wouldn't be surprised if my hair has turned a little darker than it was when I came here, after being with so many of you today and hearing about the work that you've been doing and knowing of the dreams that Infosys started with. I must congratulate not only the winners today, I must congratulate each and every one of you for having been part of Mr. Murthy's impossible dream, for having dreamed the impossible dream and for having attempted to fight the unbeatable foe. Words fail me when I realize the extent to which Infosys has spread its wings and its influence. And it almost felt today while watching the video that I was transported into the future, where we'd have an India which will be run and managed by the young. That is really a dream of mine. Because if new blood is to come in, if we are to shed these outmoded practices, if we are to get rid of leaders, and if we are tired of leaders who are constantly harping on their age and supposedly that is the thing that gives them wisdom, I think it's time to shed all that, and it's time for you youngsters to take over. And I'm sure that the scenario will be far better than it is. I am personally extremely hopeful, and my admiration for all of you young people is unbounded. Now, on the subject of excellence, I suppose I have to say something. I don't believe that anyone who achieves that elusive quality in the long run begins with such a pretension ever. I think the search for excellence begins with just trying to do your job properly. Whether it is watering a plant on your windowsill, whether it's digging a hole for a sapling, whether it is sheltering the little wet kitten who comes to your doorstep on a rainy night, or whether it is looking after those who tend to you, those who feed you, those who clothe you, and those who care for you. We all, I think, begin small. And if we are blessed with a vision, like Mr. Murthy has been, then we expand our wings and we go further. But I cannot make any claims, and I'm extremely honored that I've been asked to come here today to felicitate those who have achieved excellence. And I feel sad that some of you have been left out, but one is nonetheless. I was, very briefly about myself, I was the youngest of three brothers. I am the youngest of three brothers, and all three of us were in a school which was run by the Irish Christian brothers in a place called Nainital, which is in Uttar Pradesh, and now in Uttaranchal. Now, it's a blessing to have two older brothers because they can protect you from the bullies. But it's a mixed blessing, you know. If one of them happens to be brilliant in studies, then the other one happens to be brilliant in sports. And you happen to be no good at anything. So it's kind of difficult, you know. So I suffered because of the brilliance of both my siblings and the harshness of the teachers, which when I think back on, I'm pretty appalled at. But that was a fact, it was part of my growing up. I was good at nothing. I came 50th in a class of 50. I still have the report card. I didn't shine in games. I didn't shine in extracurricular activities. I never even got a chance to perform in the elocution contest. Forget about getting a chance to perform in a play in school. And we did plenty of plays in school. It used to consume me. And it was something I could confess to no one. That I wanted very badly to be up there, and I believed I could do as well, if not better than these kids who were the representatives of the school in drama. Anyway, as luck would have it, not bad luck, I failed in class 9. And my father hauled me out of that school, telling me it's too expensive. So he put me into a school where he could keep an eye on me. So he thought. Anyway, in this other school, where I was not known as an idiot, I managed to take the initiative and get a few friends of mine together and thought of doing a play. And 4 of us got together and we staged a few scenes from The Merchant of Venice, which I had studied in school and which I had seen performed many times by an immortal actor called Geoffrey Kendall, who I consider my inspiration in my life. And that was the day that everything changed for me. It was for the first time a feeling of acceptance, the first time a feeling of being tolerated. And I use my words carefully, because it was terrible for me, where I was in a state where nobody could even bear my presence. I'm not pleading for pity, I was that kind of child. I was a difficult one. It was acting on the stage that helped me find myself. It has been acting in theatre which has sustained me emotionally and intellectually, not financially. It has been acting on the stage which has helped my understanding of life. It has been the study of dramatic literature which has given me whatever little knowledge of the world that I have. Funnily, when I started acting in plays, and I was still in class 9 for the second time, my grades began improving. I made it as 12th man into the school cricket team. I was actually known in the school after that. And it was only because I was finally doing something that I loved. I was finally doing something that I enjoyed, which changed my whole life for me. I know this is not an unusual story. It has happened to many of us. We have selective memories as far as our childhoods are concerned. We tend to forget a lot of things. I'm cursed with an elephantine memory. I can't forget anything. I remember everything right from the age of 3 or 4. But I think that all of you are blessed that you are in an institution which caters to your special abilities. You are in a job which you love. You are in a job which is going to hasten the progress of this country, and you are in a job which is lucrative and which would in every way satisfy you. The striving for excellence is either within you or it isn't. I don't think one can start by hoping to achieve excellence. I really think one starts small. I really think that one starts with the things that one can set right. It's very easy to dream of changing the world and so on, but there are very few of us blessed, as Infosys is and Mr. Murthy is, to, as I said, to dream that impossible dream and then to go out there and grab at it. That's all, really, that I have to say. Thank you very much for being so patient, and thank you very much for your affection and your very loving welcome.
inspiration.
Thank you.
An inspiration, Mr. Shah, that's what you are for us. And after that address, I must assure you, each one of us here will never, ever forget that you're just 20.
Right, 60 going on 20.
A man of myriad talents, a believer in excellence. He's just the right person to be with us here this evening. Mr. Shah, we have a few questions for you, and these have been sent from Infosions from all over the globe.
Yes.
We'd like to hear your thoughts on this first question. This one comes in from Mysore, sent in by Sangeet Nair. And the question is, how can we know that there is a good actor in us? When did you realize that your destination is acting?
See, acting is something we all do as children. All of us have pretended to be studying when, right? Yeah. All of us, when Dad asks you why you're smelling of toothpaste at 2 in the afternoon, you know why. So it is my belief that we are all born with a myriad abilities, not just the ability to act. It depends on how our life pans out, which one of these abilities we nurture and work upon. I am of the belief that every single person alive on this earth can be an actor. We had that ability, all of us. We lost it by the time we turned 5 or 6. By the time we learnt about role playing, and by the time in life I mean, and by the time we learnt about cognition and individuality and so on. Some of us lose the ability, not forever though, not irredeemably. We lose it for a while. It's like what our music teacher used to tell us, that there is no such thing as a Besura voice. The word for Besura is slipping my word. A voice incapable of holding a note. But some of us are able to sing and some of us aren't. Those of us who aren't have lost the ability. It's not as if we never had it. And it's an ability that can be recovered. As for me, I realized sometime when I was about 10 or 11 and in class 6 or something, that acting gave me the comfort that nothing else did. Being other people was to me the greatest source of comfort, because I was so unhappy with what I was. And thus acting came to my rescue. So it's difficult to pinpoint at what age I realized I was good, but I did know from the age of 11 or 12 that this is what I want to do with my life.
Thank you, Mr. Shah. I'm the mum of a 1-year-old, and now I know that acting starts young.
Right.
Our next question for you, and here we talk of the 30 years of your experience. This one is from Sanket Saxena, and he asks, if you have to choose a single quality of yours which has kept you from going and getting more motivated to achieve excellence, what would that one quality be?
Laziness.
So you have a
No, I'm telling you the truth. No, I'm a very lazy man.
Wow, if that's what laziness results in, sir.
Luckily, acting is the job that can be done by lazy and unintelligent people, you know.
Our next question, and this one talks about the overdose of technology and commercialism. It's coming from Mangalore, and the question is from Prashanta Konaje. He says, overdose of technology and commercialism has suppressed the art and social responsibility from movies. Your take on this, sir?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think the overdose, if one can call it that, of technology has only helped increase communication. It has helped bring the globe closer. It has helped us master various techniques which were always elusive and tricky to filmmakers. And to me, the most important fallout of technology and the arts, at least with cinema, is going to be that we are going to produce a generation of great actors in the future. Because India has a tradition of performing which is like no other in the world. It's something we have completely forgotten about and do not draw any inspiration from any longer. But the simple fact that a child today is facing a camera from the moment he is born, there's going to be no self-consciousness of the kind that my generation experienced when we first confronted a movie camera. I think that with our tremendously volatile background of performing, with our tradition of the excellence in the arts, and now with the coming of technology, I have a feeling that we are going to produce truly great cinema in the country in the future. Not the immediate future, but certainly in the future, because again, it's in the hands of the youngsters, and the youngsters are not those who subscribe to fossilized ideas. They're the ones who are with it, they're the ones who are living today, and they're the ones who will depict today as it is. And to me, that is the important function that cinema serves, not as entertainment, not as education, not as a political tool, but to act as a record of its times.
Thank you, Mr. Shah. We do have a responsibility on us. This one is from Bhubaneswar. Ankur Chaudhary asks, you performed splendidly well in Wednesday, and we all agree. As a responsible citizen of India, is it possible for someone to implement the same idea in real? And if yes, how can one do so? And if not, how can one display the same message?
By feeling the urgency of the message. I don't think the film Wednesday recommends that anybody take the course of action that the character in that film takes. It's pretty impossible. It's the kind of thing that you can pull off only in a movie. If any of you want to try it, you can. Try walking into a police station and leaving a bomb in the loo. It won't be as easy as it appears in the movie. Movies tend to simplify things, and therefore Wednesday has faced the accusation of being a somewhat subversive film, a dangerous film, and so on. I don't buy any of that. I think it is not the job of a work of art to give the answer, but to raise the question.
You leave us with questions. That was an exhilarating round of questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
I must tell you, Mr. Shah, that we've received over 100 questions, and given the paucity of time, we had to restrict it to these. I wish we could have asked you more.
Well, that gives me an excuse to come back here.
What our team's telling us, we'll have you here over and over again.
Anytime.
And in order to give you a little token of our appreciation, in order to tell you that we'd like you here over and over again, may I please request Mr. Murthy to come on stage.
But I've never compromised.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cecilia Shah.
We now request Mr. K. Dinesh.